Time, perhaps the most precious resource a human can have. Nowadays, the world is filled with distractions, flashing billboards, video games, and social media. Why do you think they exist? Because people have understood that your time is the most valuable thing you can give. Just how right now you're watching my video, for which I thank you. But there are things you can do that will allow you to feel freer than ever and with more time than you thought you could ever have. What I'm about to show you are free ways to start valuing your time more. Let's get right into it. Now, I'm not saying you should cut off all social media and video games, but let's start getting used to replacing bad habits by good ones, little by little. Just how in the gym you do progressive overload, you need to do a little bit more of your good habit instead of the bad one, every day, little by little. So set a screen time on your apps. I have it set on video games and social media on my phone, and I've went from having it set on 1 hour to 20 minutes. A huge jump. And can you guess what I'm doing with all this free time? I suddenly have more time for studying, working out, started reading books again, and I'm even making videos now. And you are also capable of this change. So go on and do it. My second advice to you is to start scheduling your day. This one is especially important when you have tasks coming up in the next days, like exams. You can use Google Calendar or simply the Notes app on your phone. Write down your main tasks for the day and set a precise time for when you're going to do it. For example, if you need to study for an exam, you will write down studying from 5 to 7. I strongly recommend also using the Eat the Frog method, for which I credit YouTuber Hamza, which basically means you do the very hardest task at the beginning of your day. This will allow you to unlock a sense of freedom you may have never felt before, especially if you have a tendency to procrastinate. It will feel like getting rid of a huge burden from your shoulders, and the rest of the day will seem much brighter. But none of this advice matters unless you live in the moment. But what does living in the moment exactly mean? Well, do you remember having to reread a lecture and sometimes even wondering if you were actually present at it? Or do you remember taking the bus and starting to daydream for no reason? Living in the moment means to focus on whatever is happening and truly experiencing it. If you have a lecture, listen to it with intent. If someone is speaking to you, be present. Do not let your mind wander off. My solution is the one I mentioned before. You must regain your attention span, and that is done by consuming less social media. So, if you haven't done it yet, start by setting a screen time on Instagram. Go on now. Do it. Did you do it? All right. I'm trusting you. Take care then, and take care of your time.